welcome back again, Richard Farleigh. We are joined today, which I'm so excited to chat to him, Mike Hancock, CEO of Yodel. Gentlemen, first of all, Richard, how are you doing since I last spoke to you?
We are doing very, very well. We have been pushing on, signing things, talking to people, and obviously as we're getting closer and closer to the first filming date, the adrenaline level in the team is bubbling up. You can sense it. You know, it's got that energy that you get, I guess, before a big sporting event.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a few tears of nerves as well, because obviously this is incredible. Most amazing gaming show on earth. That's what we're billing it as, because it is going to be unique, never been done before. 12 celebrities, 6 different teams. And this is, and I don't know if you agree with this, Richard, the really exciting bit for me, the general public are going to be able to sign up, join a player pool, and they may be selected to join one of those teams, join some of their favorite celebrities to play alongside. And the best bit, they may end up with a brand new PS5 as well. It doesn't get any better than that. The whole box is going to be sent. And that is why we are talking to the one and only Mr. Mike Hancock, CEO of Yodel, because, and I'm going to give you the title, Mike, you are logistics. You are part of the family as Mr. Logistics. How on earth are we going to make this happen? And welcome to the team.
Well, thank you very much. I'm really pleased to be involved, and it's great for Yodel to be the delivery partner. I think that's our title. You know, we can't wait to get the products out in the hands of the celebrities so we can get started on playing.
The process of getting that delivery to them, talk us through, like, how can Yodel smash out of the ballpark and deliver?
What it comes down to is why are Yodel involved, and what's the attraction for us? And I think there's a couple of objectives for us. There's the business objective. You know, we want to amplify the Yodel brand on social media, and this initiative's got great reach on social media. So we're really looking to amplify the Yodel brand with people. With your social media reach, a great opportunity. You know, in business, it's rare that you get the opportunity to choose to work with people who seem to have similar values. When this opportunity came across my desk, I looked at what you did last year, raising £500,000 for the NHS, and then this year looking to raise money for mental health charities. And there was a certain symmetry with the Yodel values. Last year, we raised a lot of money for the NHS in an initiative called Salute the NHS. The initiative was to put together food hampers for NHS workers so that at the end of a 12-hour shift, they didn't have to worry about going to the shops and making a meal. They could just pick up a hamper at the hospital and take it home. So we were delivering to about 40 hospitals, 1 million meals in a short space of time. And we had a real focus on the NHS, a bit like you guys last year. This year, we've turned our attention to mental health charities, and we've decided to put our attention this year to raising money for charities and doing our bit for the well-being of delivery workers. You know, they've played a role in keeping the UK moving. I think we've all had more deliveries than ever in the last 12 months, and we'd all recognise that.
It is fantastic work, and I think that's why, Richard, it was great to get Mike on board and Yodel because of those shared values.
Absolutely, and you know, I was really, really pleased. I mean, I do some, you know, went through the care system myself, and so I do some charity work here for some different charities for, you know, children going through that experience particularly. But obviously, you know, I believe if you can help people from a young age, it can really have an amplified effect. People are becoming more and more aware of teenage, you know, mental health issues. So I think it's a really good space to try to make a difference. It's a great coincidence, or it's a great matchup between our two companies that we're involved in that, because for me personally, and for our company, and for Mike, it just sounds like a really good fit.
We can't film the Celebrity Esports Superstar League in his studio because we have to be remote. We have to keep that social distancing. So it makes perfect sense. That's how all the celebrities are going to be able to participate, because it's going to be sent from Yodel. Mike, you won't be personally delivering, will you, or will you?
I don't think so. I've got other skills.
Come on, you got to do one. You got to do one. An incognito, you know, an Alfred Hitchcock type, you know, appearance. Just turn up in a disguise and, you know, pretend you're one of the guys.
Maybe. I think I'd like to do that. It depends which celebrity it is, of course.
Naz Majid has been announced as the first celebrity to join. You may know him from Love Island. Also, what he said about the whole concept of getting on board is brilliant. He loves the competitive and social aspects of gaming. It's fun to win, but the camaraderie and banter with your friends is the best bit. And like you were saying, everyone over the last year has experienced that kind of mental side of, we just need a bit of a release. We need that entertainment. That is what they are going to get from this tournament when it starts in April, Richard, and that is going to boost everyone for a little bit of entertainment and that kind of bragging rights as well.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, it's all about the bragging, right? I'm Australian, so we're a little bit of sledging, but it's got to be good natured, and it is.
I did some digging. I found out about Mike. I'm going to grill him now on the spot. Used to work for Ideal World, sort of TV shopping channel. Am I right in thinking that you may have crossed paths at some point when you were on the show, Richard, talking about your book? Because obviously, ages ago, it probably feels like yesterday, but one of the dragons in the Dragon's Den, I know a few of them have appeared alongside Mike and part of that Ideal World. So have your paths crossed?
I know I've met Mike. I kind of forget what I was selling. So it might have been tennis rackets. It might have been sapphires. It might have been my book.
Yeah, I think it was your book. We didn't meet in the studio where you were presenting with the Ideal Shopping guys, but we were in the same building. I was very familiar with most of the dragons. As you'll know, a lot of the investments that the dragons put their money into, TV shopping is a good test for them, and they often try and get their products on a TV shopping channel to see what the consumer reaction is. I'm
such a terrible salesman. I can't sell anything. I always get the guilt halfway through, and I just want to give it to them. So.
I have the same issue when I'm doing a new show for my stand-up. People are like, "Oh, I'd love to see a show," and you go, "Yeah, I'll just put your name on the door." And then I walk out on stage. I look at the audience. And I'm like, "These are all on the guest list. I've made absolutely nothing." Mike, was there ever any celebrities that came through where you maybe a few awkward moments, or you lost your cool? Because you seem a very cool guy, very calm, collected.
Well, I mean, live TV, as Richard will, I'm sure, agree, is a very pressurized environment when you're in front of screen. So there are always lots of mistakes and bloopers, which are quite funny. Behind the scenes, it's a little bit calmer. I got to meet a number of the celebrities that were presenting their own products or putting their name to a product. There were some super people to work with, very professional. The one that was one of my favorites was Linda Lusardi. I grew up, and I think Linda's probably 5 or 6 years older than me. So as a teenage boy, I remember at the time she was a model, so she was a feature on my bedroom wall. And so getting the opportunity to meet Linda just before she went live selling her skin cream products was a real bonus for me.
Did you tell her that she was on your bedroom wall?
Yes, she was slightly embarrassed when I said that. But
what do you find make? What are the best ingredients for the best techniques for someone to sell online like that? What sort of person is it, or what sort of things do they need to say?
I think personalization is a great technique. The presenters quite often would use the products and they'd talk about their own personal experiences and whether they'd got that product and what it had done to improve their life. I think trying to get people to visualize themselves with the products, understanding the features and the benefits of those products. They're the sort of things that we would do. And, within the shows, we used to create what was called the race to buy. And if you watch QVC or Ideal World, you'll see this happening. The show will start, and within a period of time, half the stock has been sold. That's usually genuine. In fact, it's always genuine. But it's an endorsement, isn't it? You're saying to the audience, a lot of people are buying this product. They can't all be wrong.
I don't know about you, Richard. I would love to see Mike's garage. I reckon it's just a sort of a museum to all of the stuff that's gone through Ideal World. I want to chat a little bit more, Mike. So from that Ideal World, moving to Yodel, what have you taken from that world and brought to Yodel?
At the end of the day, Yodel is providing a service to consumers. So I think an understanding of what the customer wants is the transferable skill for me. Being able to understand the sales process of selling to a consumer has been really helpful. And I've gone into Yodel. I've been lucky to join at a good time. There's lots of good people there. And the last 12 months, the growth of e-commerce has really helped us. So we've been super busy, and it's been really enjoyable.
You mentioned it earlier about the values of celebrity esports and the ideal or the journey or the dream of what we're trying to create here. What was it that you understood about the consumers, the people who love gaming? I mean, are you a gamer yourself, or do you just understand why it's so big right now?
Well, a confession, I'm not a gamer. Having said that, Yodel deliver a lot of PS5s. And at the end of last year, I saw the anticipation and then the passion of the customers wanting their delivery and how happy they were when they got it. So I've got an appreciation, and I think it's great that it's a reason to communicate with people. The initiative that you guys are doing, getting celebrities with general public, is really cool.
I want to pick your brain a little bit, Mike, about the business side of things. I know you're competitive, and that lends itself so well to the world of business. Richard started up 100+ startup companies. What do you think is a secret right now for, or a best tip for the pandemic? Anyone who's starting up their business?
Oh gosh, I mean, that's a good question. I've been involved in a couple of startup businesses. I think the people are key. You know, having a really passionate CEO who believes in his business and works as many hours as possible is clearly key, because investors often back the people as much as they do the idea. You know, I've got a finance background, so I would say this, but in these times, cash management is critical. You know, most new businesses lose money at the start, and being able to be on the detail of what's going on in your finances is clearly key. I think starting new businesses now is really challenging, but we're not going to be in this situation forever. I think it's a question of managing your finances really carefully in the early days and having one eye on the big picture.
Richard, what would be your, I mean, obviously over 100+ startups. Do you agree with Mike? Is there something you would sort of say is a key factor in having a successful startup, and especially now in a pandemic?
Absolutely. You know, and agree with Mike about the people being almost more important than the idea. Basically, every business loses money for a period of time, and that period of time is usually longer than people expect. And it's a little bit like a house renovation, where it takes twice as long to do what you want and cost twice as much. So it's always having an idea of where that funding is going to come from, because usually I find, you know, good ideas run out of money. You know, it's not actually the idea runs out, it's you just run out of money, and people give up trying. And I've had it in different sectors, you know, from shampoos to nanotechnology to tennis rackets. You know, you just run out of money before you really get to test the idea.
Wise words there. So both of you saying you've got to manage the finances and look after the team. Mike, are there any mantras? I want to get this, because obviously we're getting to that closer to April when this is all kickstarting. Any mantras that you live by?
The most important thing for me is enjoying what you do from a work perspective. It doesn't feel like work if you get up every morning and you enjoy what you do. You know, I've been really lucky. I've always enjoyed my day job, so it doesn't feel like work. And my tip to anybody would be try and find yourself a role where it doesn't feel like work.
Richard, I don't think I asked you last time. Are there any mantras you live by? I've got one right in front of me: work hard and be nice to people. It's just a lovely print. I kind of try to live by that. I'm mainly just nice to people, but working hard is very important. Do you have any mantras, Richard?
You know, you need to keep your creative juices alive. You know, and that sometimes means you have a bit of time to think of things. You know, when you're walking down the street or something, you need to keep that alive. But a bit like you, I'd say I've never met any lazy successful people. You know, I mean, that seems to be the one common ingredient. You can't be lazy, and you know, it's a bit like Mike says. You've got to have passion, and you've got to have the energy to do something.
Yeah. By the way, I have just noticed, well done on getting the email for both wearing light blue shirts, gentlemen. You've done really well. Yes. Finally, as we begin to wrap things up, Mike, obviously there's more celebrities to be announced. If there was one celebrity that you would love to see, I know you like your boxing and your rugby. If there was one celebrity that you would think, oh yeah, I would 100% tune in. I know you're going to be tuning in anyway, but if there was one, who would that be?
I'm going to go with a rugby player. I'm going to go with Maro Itoje. Very cool character. I'm sure he must be a gamer.
Good shout on that. Richard, don't reveal whether Itoje is going to be joining. Yeah, keep lips sealed on that one. Mike, anything else finally to add from your perspective as CEO of Yodel? Looking forward to the tournament.
Well, just to reiterate, absolutely looking forward to the kickoff. Really pleased to be working with the guys. Everybody I've come across have been really positive. We've had a great experience so far. And so we're looking to get into it. Can't wait to get started.
Well, listen, I can't wait for April. I know that the celebrities and the guys from the player pool, which is you guys right now watching this, if you want to sign up, go to celebrityesports.co.uk, sign up. You could be part of the player pool. You could be selected to join one of the 6 teams and fellow celebrities to compete. And I know you'll be looked after by Yodel and the CEO man right there, Mr. Mike Hancock. So thank you very much for coming and having a chat.